I have my own country band called Utah
Cool.
Carol. Yes. And
Nice.
and there's a lot going on with Beyonce and country music, and I get it, as an Americana singer. When I went to look at the campaign, I looked it up, Reimagine. I was like, oh my God, they nailed it. I mean, it's totally modern. It's totally beautiful. It's wildly sexy. It's country music. And I'm like, and it's aligned with her brand. It feels vintage, but modern. And I was like, let me find out from Tracey, like, what
Yeah.
was your role in all that? Did you have a role?
So, yeah. So I'm part of the marketing team.
So you have
I
too many
sit
hats.
in the
What?
marketing team. Yeah.
That is
Um,
crazy to me. Tell me more.
yeah. Well, it certainly makes sense for what we do. So when the idea of this, well, let me step back and I mean, I had a supporting role. I'm not the one who came up with the idea, but it's just to give you some sequence, because a year ago now, Beyoncé releases her new Country Carter album, and there's a Levi song on there. So of course we're taking note, right? I'm also taking note because in 2001, Levi's they actually worked with Destiny's Child. In fact, Destiny's Child, Levi's brand was probably one of the few at the time that Beyonce and the rest of Destiny's Child were. They weren't. Nobody in New York or the design houses were interested in them. But Levi's asked them to help launch a new product called Super Lows, which were these very low, low tiny zips on the pants, and launch those. And also to help, we were sponsoring the Video Music Awards that year, and the award for new artist. And so I went back and looked in the archives. Well, we have a poster of Destiny's Child. There's Beyonce right in the middle wearing the Sucrose.
Where
The,
is the archive? I mean, is it
the
like in a Laters of the
so
Lost Ark kind of a warehouse? Is it like that
well,
big?
maybe not that massive. We're in San Francisco. So remember, San Francisco,
Oh, that's right. Tiny, tiny,
real
tiny,
estate, real
tiny. Yeah,
estate.
tiny.
So we're at our headquarters, world headquarters in San Francisco. There is the archives there. We have a large space for San Francisco, but we can't possibly keep everything there. So we also
All
have
right,
some
but
offsite
go ahead.
space.
Finish your story about
Yeah.
Beyonce. Enough of
Okay.
that.
Now I've lost track. Here we go. Okay. So she comes out. I also can see in the archives that we worked with her before, and did a little research on her as well, because the album came out with her song. It was not it came out organically, so we hadn't worked with her to create it. I like to think that part of that is she was wearing Levi's before. I mean, she wore them in the Coachella homecoming tour that she did. She was wearing Levi's cutoffs, and I like to think, and I certainly shared that part of that was probably because we were willing to work with her early on in her career. So anyway, flashback to March last year, she comes out with the album, and by the way, what a great thing. Here's an icon, a global icon, and she's going to do something challenging. She hasn't released a country album, but she does it. And she includes a Levi song. She changes it up a little bit with two I's in the spelling, and it gives the team a chance to kind of think, what can we do? This is a moment, and so the marketing team, of course, reached out and worked something out. But the idea came up. We looked back in the archives, and for me, my role was, what have we done related to, what have our ads been in the past? What is related to country that we've done? And of course, there was plenty, because in the 1930s, Levi Strauss and Company selected the cowboy as its marketing symbol. So we pulled out all of these things as food for thought, and the campaign became, let's recreate some of our classic ads and do a Beyonce twist with her music. And you'll have to look again at the ads. We've incorporated elements of our early history. So on the wall, like in the laundrette, where she goes into the laundromat, you'll see, if you're looking for it, you'll see one of our Levi's cowboy ads. It's just kind of on the one wall. So there's like little Easter eggs peppered throughout that relate to our history. At the end, she's holding a newspaper. And on the one side is one of our historic ads from the 50s that are in there. So being able to play into our our Western and cowboy roots to add to and add a modern touch and a modern reinterpretation of our ads is been what the campaign's all about.